This is Daily Armenia, CivilNet's daily news digest. Here's what's making headlines in Armenia today. Armenia is not in an arms race with any nation, but it is determined to develop military cooperation with other countries so as to increase its defense capabilities, the country's defense chief said at a press conference yesterday. The United States supports the transformation of our armed forces and acts as an advisor. The same can be said about France. I can only express satisfaction with the current state of our cooperation, as the opportunities they provide for us are of great importance for the institutional reform of our military, Suren Babikyan said. At the same time, Armenia is not going to abandon its relations with Russia, even though Moscow failed to deliver weapons under a major arms contract signed after the 2020 Karabakh War, despite Yerevan prepaying for them. Armenia's finance minister Vahe Hovhannisyan announced yesterday that an agreement has been reached for this payment to be compensated by deducting the amount from Armenia's debt to Russia. Although Yerevan and Moscow remain strategic partners, no joint military exercises are planned, Babikyan added. Despite acquiring French and Indian weapons, Armenia's armed forces are not aiming to compete with any other nation in the sphere of armaments, Babikyan explained, dismissing claims made by Azerbaijani President Ilham Aliyev earlier this month. He noted that no troop movements by Azerbaijani forces are currently visible along the border and emphasized the importance of strengthening Armenia's air and missile defense systems, including counter-drone capabilities, while acknowledging that achieving full protection is a long-term process. Babikyan added that in today's world, no army can function without drone units, and Armenia is actively working to expand its capabilities in this field. Addressing the U.S.-Armenia Strategic Partnership signed Tuesday, Babikyan noted that while the agreement does not include provisions for arms sales, Armenia is open to expanding collaboration, building on existing efforts in acquiring medical and technical equipment. The Armenian Foreign Ministry issued a statement yesterday marking the 35th anniversary of the Baku pogrom, a week of violence in 1990 directed against the Armenian population of the still Soviet Azerbaijani capital, resulting in at least 100 deaths. The statement noted, within a week, Azerbaijani organized groups operating in an atmosphere of complete impunity and with the indulgence and support of the Azerbaijani authorities, as well as amid the total inaction of Soviet authorities, committed heinous crimes against Armenians. The Azerbaijani Foreign Ministry hit back, saying the message of remembrance demonstrates that Armenia's systematic policy of ethnic hatred and intolerance toward Azerbaijan persists, calling it propagandistic disinformation. This comes as Aliyev has been putting a spotlight on Azerbaijanis who left Armenia in the same era, demanding that they be allowed to return as part of his wider Western Azerbaijan concept. Prime Minister Nikol Pashinyan said earlier this month that the issue of refugees from both sides could be addressed through a joint commission, but only after a normalization treaty is signed. Meanwhile, Foreign Minister Ararat Mirzoyan called the Western Azerbaijan notion to be a fake, ambitious, and maximalist project that is part of Aliyev's aspirations against Armenia's territorial integrity. An estimated 400,000 Armenians were expelled from Azerbaijan due to ethnic tensions surrounding the Nagorno-Karabakh issue at the end of the Soviet period, while perhaps 100,000 Azerbaijanis left Armenia. As the Biden administration comes to an end, the United States has signed a strategic partnership agreement with Armenia. CivilNet was joined by Benjamin Pogosyan, senior research fellow at the Yerevan-based independent think tank Apri Armenia, to discuss what the agreement means for the country's deepening relationship. In addition, Pogosyan looks ahead to the incoming Trump administration's foreign policy and how it could affect the South Caucasus region. Find a link to the full interview in this video's description. And as always, please follow CivilNet for the latest news and independent reporting from our contributors on the ground here in Armenia.